Welcome back. So I hope you guys enjoyed the 5000 series video, like the review and the benchmark recording. Well, there's still a lot more ground to cover. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how the memory affects the 5000 series. You see, I think most of you, after watching my video, you'll be thinking, well, my settings are at 3733 CL14. What about other RAM settings? 3200 MHz CL16 is common, so this video is to answer that, and I did just that. 3200 MHz CL16 versus my 3733 CL14, and guess what? There's literally no difference. Look at the chart here. Literally, I'm surprised. I was expecting it to be have more impact, but apparently there's not. So here's what I think. You see, I've been using 4 generations of Ryzen right now. The first generation is where it gets impacted the most by memory speed, especially when you have to consider the latency. So there's the megahertz and the timing, especially the cache latency. And even if you want to go into greater detail, there's sub-timings, but we're not going to go into that. CodeFries is trying to make that simple. So over the generations, first, second, by the time we reach the third generation, which is of Zen 2 architecture, I find that the memory speed affects the performance less. So even on the second generation, I took a while, a long while, many hours to find something that gets affected by memory timing, and I can only find DaVinci Resolve. And usually how it affects is just by a few seconds. So yeah, we're talking about maybe a 3-minute 4K video being affected by, let's say, 5 seconds. So that's just too little to justify. So in this one, I'm using the same 7 games to compare, of which, yes, you saw the chart. There's 7 games and there's literally no difference, simply because I think for Zen 3, the CPU performance has improved so much. It has a lesser dependency on the RAM speed and timing, and which translates also to latency. I think this is important to know because AMD did say that the 4000 MHz memory speed is like the sweet spot. Like what I mentioned in the video, I hit the brick wall running the IFB to 2000. You know, I got it to at 1900. And even if you saw the tweet by Robert Hallock, yeah, he mentioned that if you get a good chip, you can hit. This means not all of the 5000 series can hit 2000 IFB. So with that, I think it's good to understand that you're not losing out, at least not for this current setup that I'm using in this video, which is AMD CPU with the Nvidia GPU. Things may not be the same when it comes to the RX 6000 series GPU, simply because AMD has the Smart Access Memory and Rage Mode. These are the 2 things that I definitely would want to look into once the 6000 series graphics card reach the lab. So this is another reason for you to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because definitely there's content coming. And then there's another thing, some shops they may have ill intent, or they're just salespeople. Maybe I shouldn't use the word ill intent, but sales being sales. They could probably say, hey, you're buying a 5000 series processor, you should buy our 4000 MHz memory. So people might just think, I should get it. I'm getting more performance. When actually, if you see my benchmarks, it isn't so. Furthermore, 4000 MHz memory kits are quite rare to find. At least over here in Malaysia, it's rare to find. Price-wise, it's a lot higher. See, a 3200 MHz CL16 kit retails at just a little bit over RM300, while the 4000 series, 4000 MHz kits with just about CL19, when you put into the system, it's likely to run at CL20. So in terms of latency, 4000 MHz, I know I'm switching the topic, diverting a bit, but let me present. 4000 MHz CL20 would have a latency that is same as 3200 MHz CL16, but price-wise, 4000 MHz CL19, which will run at 20, retails at over RM500, while the 3200 MHz CL16, if you remember I said, it retails just a little bit over 300. So we are talking about much reduced in price, meaning that the 3200 MHz kit is 60% the price of a 4000 MHz kit. That's a lot of premium. That's like additional RM200 plus, of which you can get something else, like say a bigger capacity storage and whatever else, a better power supply. So yeah, with that in mind, I think it's good to know that you need not fret about getting high speed kit like the 4000 MHz CL whatever. 3600 MHz CL14 is going to cost even more. You need not go in that direction. I have one because I'm a reviewer. I do get products and I'm grateful for that. And that when I'm doing the benchmark, I use the best memory setting that I have to bring the best out of the processor. But of course, that's why there's a follow-up video like this, is because I want to show what it's like using a common kit that costs far less, which is the 3200 MHz CL16. We are not going to go 2666. It's pointless. And in the benchmark, I'm running Full HD as always, because it's the most common resolution at highest setting. Don't ask me to go 720p and low settings just to show the difference, because that's just dumb. It's really stupid. That kind of benchmark is like comparing college student performance by giving them kindergarten work. It's pointless. We 1080p and maximum graphics setting is what I find a realistic comparison. Most people are using 1080p, and when you buy a graphics card, right, like the RTX 2070, you are certainly going for the graphics details. Unless you're an esports gamer, then like titles, Valorant, CSGO, Dota 2, then I don't think this benchmark matters anyway, because you're going to get hundreds of FPS and your screen 144, maybe 240 Hertz. Graphic details is not your thing, so you shouldn't even be worrying about this kind of benchmark. At least that's how I see it. So, all right, I'm talking too much now. Diving into the recording right now, and as always, huge thanks to all of you for watching this video and the rest of my videos. I would appreciate it if you could just click the subscribe button if you haven't, so I can continue to produce more contents like this. Thanks for watching. I'll sign off now. See you in the next one. Bye bye.